Hello, welcome again to another Cook Chat Live and Eat. This week we've got Jason from Chef Adventures. I will bring him on in just 2 seconds. Before we start, this week I've allowed Jason to pick a theme, and he's picked seafood. So at the minute, I do not know what he's picked to actually cook, and he doesn't know what I've picked to cook. So right now we're going to bring Jason in, and we're going to find out why he's picked it, and then what he's cooking and what I'm cooking. So let's bring Jason in. Why did that just do that? Typical technical issues. They just kicked me out again. Be up in 2 seconds. Yeah, so this week, last week we had Stephen from Cooking with This Guy, and Stephen wanted to cook the same thing as me. And this week, Jason has picked to cook something, or the theme was to cook something that he wanted. And I was to create my own thing. So we're both cooking 2 completely different dishes using the same theme. And then we're just going to see how it goes. Hopefully everything goes well. So where is he?
Hi, Jamie.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this week we've picked a theme, or yourself has picked a theme. But can you tell us what you've picked and why you've picked it?
All right, Jamie. So when we discussed, we talked about seafood. We chose seafood, a starch, and a vegetable to create. Well, I'm coming in out of left field. And it might be questionable whether it's seafood or not, but it lives in the sea. It eats food from the sea. I'm going to be making some alligator.
Wow. Right.
I'm going to be cooking.
I've never had alligator before. That's cool.
We're going to make some alligator bites. I'm going to make a salad called a heart of palm salad, which is based off of the palm trees. And we will also, for my starch, be making plantain fries.
That's cool. I've never had fun.
Yeah, very South Florida, very islands tropical. So that's the theme of my my dinner today.
Okay. Nice.
What did you make? What'd you choose?
So with the seafood, I have gone for mules frites with a little twist. So it's mussels. So mules frites means mussels with chips or fries. But I'm gonna go with potato wedges. But to go in with the mussels, I'm using some. I've got some chorizo. I've got some garlic. Oh, throwing garlic across the room. Some spring onions, or you'd call these sibes.
Yes.
A little bit of white wine, a little bit of cream. So yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, the mussels themselves will be really quick. So my first job will be to get the potato wedges on, because they're going to take around about 45 minutes. Okay.
No, that sounds great. Sounds delicious. I'm excited to see how you cook your mussels. When I bought my alligator, I also purchased some mussels that I have in the freezer too for for in the future. So yeah, dude, this is great. Totally.
So have you cooked alligator before?
I've done alligator before. Yeah, there's I have a Florida recipe, a Southwest Florida Gator Bites recipe that I'm going to showcase today. And the heart of palms salad is also Chef Adventures recipe that I want to. They pair together beautifully. It's kind of a salad, kind of slash slaw. And the plantain fries are plantains. They are a starch. They let me show you. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They look like bananas, but it's not a banana. And it's really hard, and you have to cook these to make them edible and soft. So we're gonna cut them into fries and season them and cook them that way. So right on.
Hi, Andrew. Listen, Andrew, I don't know if you follow Andrew's channel. He's got a great channel over at Andrew's Simple Cooking.
Yeah,
he's got some excellent videos. Must check him out.
Hi, Andrew. Awesome.
So sorry, I've not actually cooked with plantain before. How do you know the difference between that and a banana?
Well, bananas are generally smaller. I wish I had a banana to compare them. It's kind of hard to tell. You know, these are huge, and a banana is about half the size, and a banana is soft. And you know, plantains generally are green when you use them, and they turn to black. They don't generally turn yellow like a banana. They do for a little bit, but more spotty, and they'll go straight from green to dark. And like I said, they're almost twice the size of bananas. So, and you can tell by the texture.
I take it there's less water content because you're going to fry it as like it would be, you know, a banana. If you put a banana into a fry, it would go crazy.
Right. Exactly. They're very fibery. You can't peel these either. The fibers are so dense. You have to what's the word? You can't peel them. You have to cut the peeling off, and you have to pry it out to get the actual plantain out of the skin that it's in. Right. So yeah, it's fun. And then the cooking process.
That sounds exciting.
So that again?
When we make I said that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So let's make a quick start. I'll start with my potatoes, but you feel free to get stuck into your thing, and we'll just chat as we go.
It sounds great. I'm going to start with my salad, and I'm going to start the salad. I did some prep work for it. The main point of my salad is the marinating time. So I prepped it, and I'm going to kind of show you my ingredients a little bit, and then set it to the side to marinate for the rest until it's serving time.
Sure.
Okay.
Guys, while we're just on, feel free to hit that like button and share it with your friends, and leave as many comments in the comment section as you want. We'll answer any questions that pop up.
Absolutely. So what I did already is I'll just tell you what I got in it. So red onions, julienne style cut, just a half cup. Little cabbage. It's a real light salad. Little chopped carrot. Some sweet peppers. I got an orange. There's kind of a maroon colored and a red. Little bit of parsley. Tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. Half teaspoon sugar. Take the juice of a lime. Whole lime. And then finally, we're going to put our heart of palm in. Heart of palm, I have some interesting facts about that. It's farmed. It's farmed. Unless you own your own field of palm trees, it's actually illegal to harvest heart of palm. Once you take the heart out, after you take the heart out, the palm dies. So it's illegal to go out and try to harvest your own. Yeah, unless it's like I said, you have your own field of palm trees that you own. You know, you buy them out of the can pre-made. This is the brand that I purchased, and it comes in a brine. So I suggest you rinse them very well. It's kind of salty, which helps with the flavor. Just rinse them up, and then I chop them a little bit smaller. This is also known as the lobster of vegetables. Just,
really?
Yeah, just a little fun seafood fact, eh?
That goes with the theme, yeah. I'm going to quickly run through my ingredients just so I can get started on the potatoes. So
absolutely.
Here I've got, as we can see here, so I've got my chorizo, some potatoes for my wedges. I've got my mussels that will need to be cleaned up in a second. My garlic, my spring onions or shallot, sibes, a little bit of lemon, some shallots, some French baguette, some cream, and I've got a little bit of Pinot Grigio. So I'm going to make a quick start on my wedges. As I say, they're going to take about 45 minutes to cook, so I need to be getting on them. So Jason, tell us a little bit about your channel, how it got started, where the ideas come from.
Yeah, I started my channel with a friend like 4 years ago. We were doing it just for fun, not necessarily trying to do anything serious. As time went on, we started taking it a little bit more seriously, and it kind of evolved into what it is today. A fun show. We like to showcase stuff that we know that we do in restaurants, techniques that we use in the restaurants. A lot of almost variety. We have our good friend Matt, who does grilling. He's got a beautiful outside grill, so we kind of got the grilling aspect of it, outside grilling, home aspect of cooking, and then also some kind of industrial style cookings with flat tops and those style of or those cooking techniques. So we kind of put it all together in its big chef adventures. Woo!
Excellent. So the friend that started with that Matt, or is it someone else?
It was another friend. His name is Ronnie. He was a young kid who started as a dishwasher in the kitchen, and we moved him up into prep cook. He was a prep cook for a few years. Then he moved on to become a manager of one of the major chain restaurants here in America.
Nice.
And he's been doing it ever since. So, and he's doing great. Doing fantastic for himself. And we're always happy when we can see stuff. He'll come back to the show one day. We'll when that day is ready, or when that day is right.
Guest appearance.
Yeah. I forgot one more ingredient. I forgot. We got to add a little bit of olive oil to our salad too. Just a teaspoon. Easy.
So I'm just putting a little bit of oil on my potatoes as well.
Nice.
So I don't want to. Quite often at home, I put like a barbecue spice over my wedges, but I'm not going to do that because it wouldn't help with the mussels. So just going to with salt and pepper.
Nice.
Once I get my toss around, I like to have them all standing upright. That way the cut side gets an even colour on them, or as even as possible anyway. Because if the cut side's facing down on the tray, that cut side doesn't get quite the same colour on it. And obviously with that colour, I'm calling it colour, it's flavour.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to set this salad to the side.
So do you make alligator often?
A few times out of the year. We enjoy it, and it's fun to make. It's you know, I have access to it here, so you know, if I'm having a party and I want to have like these appetizers, or like today it's going to be the entree, you know, it's kind of the protein, you know, it's we take advantage of it, and it's a real mild meat. It's not really gamey, and it doesn't require that much preparation. Just some simple breading. We use a cornbread, seasoned cornbread breading for it, and it comes out great. It's fantastic.
It's something that I think you might get in specialty places here, but it's not something that you'll come across in most places. Definitely not. But it's something I'd love to try.
Yeah.
Where is it? So yeah, Andrew, I'm using extra virgin olive oil for my roast potatoes, or my basically our roast potatoes, but my wedges. So, what was it kind of through the scales for the sort of seafood theme for you?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Why did you pick the seafood sort of alligator theme?
You know, when it comes to seafood, I like cooking it. And in Florida down here, seafood is really popular. And when I moved down here, I wasn't really familiar a lot with it, and I've become familiar, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback from seafood that I have cooked and learned how to cook, and from some of the chefs here. And so I kind of, when I can, I like to cook it. I know alligator, I don't know if it's considered a seafood or not, but I was going with it. I'm like, you know, it lives.
You get saltwater and freshwater, don't you?
I'm going to go into
just taking off all the sort of the beards and getting rid of all the stuff you don't want to eat from the mussels.
Sure. I'm gonna start on my plantains. I'm gonna start taking them out of the peel here.
Okay. So I was actually quite happy when you picked seafood. I know we did sea bass last week with Stephen, but it's something it's one of my favorite things to cook at work. My dad's a fishmonger, so I was kind of brought up around seafood all the time, and even before I started becoming a chef, I was following my dad on deliveries to different restaurants and stuff. So at a young age, I was in restaurants all the time, or in the kitchens more to say. So always getting to see what was going on, smelling all the smells that you get in a professional kitchen. So that really sparked an interest. So when you picked seafood, I was really quite happy with that actually.
Nice.
If I was to open a restaurant, I would very much consider a seafood restaurant. And I'm conscious I've not actually done. I think I've only done one fish dish on my channel so far, which is the cod with the chorizo ratatouille, which is something based on something we do at work. We do a lot of ratatouille, being a French Mediterranean brasserie. So that went really well. And did a little herb crust. These mussels actually aren't so bad.
That's great. I don't know if you could see this, but yeah, you really got to get your thumbs in there. Pull back the peel from these. It's tight, and it takes 2 hands. Yeah, they're wonderful. This is something I learned. I learned how to cook and learned how to handle while living down here in Florida. It's pretty popular in the islands, the Dominican, Haitian island, Haiti, Jamaica. This is pretty standard, and it was new to me.
Jason, yep. Stephen from Cooking with This Guy is asking, what does plantain taste like?
It's mild. It's not sweet. It's pretty mild, and it will taste a lot like what you season it with. I know I've seen them cooked where they'll cut them into coin shapes, and season them with cinnamon and brown sugar, and they're kind of sweet plantains, and that's wonderful. Okay. And today we're going to season ours with just some salt and pepper, or a little bit of salt, and it's going to come out kind of like a salty, almost like a French fry, almost kind of like that. So it really picks up the flavors of what you season it with. If you wanted, you could spice them up with red pepper, and you could have spicy plantain chips and stuff like that. So very unique, very versatile vegetable.
I actually watched a video last night, I think it was. Do you know Little Eric? He comes on from Mr. Cast Iron.
Yeah, I just got to know him, right? Yeah.
I was talking to him, and I was on his channel, and he's done he done a plantain recipe three ways. I think he done what did he do? He done a chip. He done a what else did he do? I think it was a fry and something else. It looked really good.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta check out more of that kid's recipes. He's I don't think he's too far from me. He's if he's down here in the islands, he's not too far. And those island recipes are wonderful. They're so creative.
Okay, so how did you say you were going to cut those?
I'm going to cut them into fry shapes, kind of like so. Yeah, and we're going to fry them up this way. I've seen people they'll dip them in salt water. There's kind of 2 ways. You can dip them in salt water and let them soak to get that flavor, or if you're fast enough, after you fry them, if you just hit them up with salt like you would French fries, they will also hold the salt that way. So that's the technique I'm going to use today. I'm going to fry them up just like so, and as I pull them out, I'm going to top them, hit them with some salt.
Okay, I'm just adjusting my camera. I'm trying to get the angle right. So I'm almost finished debearding my mussels. Once I've done that, I'm going to give them a little rinse with a cold tap. But like I said, they only take about 5 minutes to cook. So these will just go back in the fridge and wait until closer to the time. As I said, the potato wedges they take roughly 45 minutes. So
yeah,
you told me about how your channel started, but how did your sort of career as a chef start?
I started working in a facility. I started as a dishwasher and I worked my way up. In the facility that I was working at, the chef there, he took me out of the dishwater. He put a knife in my hand. He got me into prepping. And then from prepping, I went to the night cook. From night cook, I went to the day shift and doing the breakfast and lunch, and then becoming sous chef. So that's kind of the transitions I've taken, and I've learned from many other chefs too that I've worked under, and also Charlene, the hot chef in the Chef Adventures. She's been to culinary school. She's just taught me more than I could ever know. So that's kind of my upbringing in this field.
So you've never looked back?
Never looked back. Yep. It's a creative outlet and always learning. You're never gonna stop learning, and I love that. All right, so I'm gonna show my fries here. These are the finished product here.
Okay, dokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look straight away. You can just tell by looking that they are very much sort of more rigid and stronger than a banana.
Yep. So I'm gonna focus a little bit on my frying pan here. I'm gonna get some oil going on there, and we're gonna get these cooking.
So I'm just making sure to get rid of all the grit. I've taken all the straggly bits, but quite often you get a little bit of grit stuck inside the shells. So I've rinsed them. Probably 2 or 3 times, and then I'll just put them through the colander to get rid of all the excess water.
Fantastic. Yep.
So have you ever done anything other than chefing?
Yeah, I have a little bit of background in construction. When I lived up north in Minnesota, I did a lot of construction work and played in a band for 10 years plus. So a little bit of that, and yeah, good times.
Yeah, it's quite different. But both kitchen and construction, I'm sure, are quite rowdy places to work.
Sure.
Always making things quite interesting and fun.
Yeah. What about you? What got you into cooking, Jamie?
It was an accident. Well, not an accident, but it wasn't planned anyway. Just straighten these off. So I was in high school, and my dad told me to get a job or get out. So I had to find a job. So I hunted for a job, and I was going to every hotel and cafe and bed and breakfast in Oban, because when I was in high school, I lived in Oban. And eventually, I had a few friends that worked in a chip shop, and I started working in there. Learned I started off as a waiter. Learned that.
Okay.
Then I went into the actual fish and chip shop. They also had a restaurant, so I learned the kitchen, learned how to make pizzas and stuff. And then somehow I just ended up in Glasgow at the college learning how to cook. So, but in between, actually, twice I ended up working in in different types of places. I worked for about roughly a year refurbishing dental surgeries. That's for a friend, which was quite different, but it wasn't quite for me. So then after that, I got offered a job back in a pub that I used to work in Fenwick, called the King's Arms in Fenwick. After maybe another 2 years or so in there, I got offered a job for a gift shop and working partly off of the online and partly within the three stores they had. After that, I went away and did some traveling, and then couldn't find a job for ages, and ended up back in the same pub until eventually I got offered another job. It was actually it was a guy who came in to the restaurant and really enjoyed his lunch and said, if you're ever looking for another job, I know a guy who is always looking for chefs, and he's really good. So I thought, I'll give him a phone, see what he says. He offered me work experience in Le Bon Auberge. 9 years later, I'm still there. So that's been it. So I've been there for 9 years, but it's bin good. It's been a good place to work.
Excellent. All right, I think my oil's hot enough. I'm gonna point my camera back down to the pan. We're gonna put these fries in. These plantains. It's on. When you get these, you want your like medium high heat, and then test the oil. See that they're working. Game on.
So that's you're just doing a shallow fry. It's not quite covering them. Is that right?
Correct. Yep. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of oil when doing plantain. Yep. You're gonna flip them. So let them go for about 2 minutes, and then turn them over, and then we'll set them to the side. And I got another batch here to do. It's looking good.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to start preparing my chorizo. So I've got this. It's a Spanish chorizo, and it's got like a little skin on the outside. And if you can eat it, but if you don't take it off, it can get stuck in your teeth. So I'm just going to, a very thin line, just pierce the skin and then peel it off. And then once I've done that, I'm going to cut it up. Actually, last week when I was on with Stephen, I was doing the fish prep. My knife was really blunt, so I bought a knife just for this today.
Nice. A fresh blade. Nice.
You can see that skin just coming off there. So I think I'm just going to keep this small. I don't want it to be bigger than a mussel, so I think I'll just quarter it. So what sort of food do you like to eat?
I'm sorry, say it again. What is that?
What sort of food do you like to eat?
Oh, I love Italian food. I love, well, like it said, your mussels. I love to eat the seafood. I just bought those mussels. I can't wait to toss those with something and be cooking those like your recipe there. That's really rad. And I like, I'm kind of almost also like a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I like meatloaves. You could, a nice steak. I also love sausages. Man, nice bratwurst and some kraut. That's a winner. All right, so this first batch here is done. So what I like to do here is I like to pull them. They got a nice little color to them. Pull them off to the side, put them on some paper towels so they can drain, and I'm going to hit them with a little salt. And that's plantain fries. And they're beautiful. You can also, if you want, you can eat these with ketchup. You could do that, or I've also seen it where if you like it sweeter, like gosh, I don't know. I don't want to say like a jelly or jam or something, but kind of like that. It's kind of something more of a
chutney.
You're correct. Yes. Yeah. And
Okay.
They're fantastic. We're gonna hit them up with the salt.
What sort of cuisine would you sort of typically say that plantain goes with, or does it have in a sort of style?
You know, it's hard to. I don't know if it's a fruit or a vegetable. I want to call it a vegetable, just because you have to cook it to eat it. You can't eat them raw. You know, so the technicalness of that, I'm kind of on the wall with there on the.
Dutchie's just saying a good tip would take the skin off. I actually just managed to convince Dutchie to come on next week and cook. So next Thursday we're going to be on with Dutchie, and I'm not going to say what we're cooking just yet actually, but it's the same idea. He's picking the theme. Yeah, he's picking the theme. We're not going to tell each other what we're cooking. We'll probably release what the theme is and say nothing more on that, and then just see what we end up cooking.
I think this is incredibly fun, Jamie. It's really cool, on the fly chefing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a few ideas, and this one just sounded quite fun. Another one which would have been fun, but maybe a little bit complicated, was like a mystery box where I would send you, say, $10 worth of stuff of food, and you'd maybe send me $10 worth of food, and then we just make something. But we couldn't open it until the day. But I thought that's maybe a bit too adventurous at the minute.
Yeah,
but it could come, and maybe not as a live, but maybe just as a sort of general collaboration. That might be quite fun.
Yeah. Oh man, what a surprise too! That would really put you at the test. You know,
exactly.
Get what you get to make something beautiful with it. So fun, very fun.
I was actually supposed to do it. When was it? Around about Christmas time with Chef Blake, but just for one thing or another, it never got the traction. But it's still, it's still an idea. So I'm just preparing these shallots now, and quite often you probably see people fine dicing the shallot, but I'm going to keep them into rings. It just gives it all a bit of something different, Going to add some texture. Yeah. It's not too small. Hopefully with the shallot rings, they'll be able to wrap themselves around the mussels. They'll be wrapping themselves around the chorizo and everything else. So you should. I think it should be a lot nicer. My timer's just going for the halfway point on my wedges, so I'm just going to quickly turn them around. Still okay. You can see they're starting to colour, so it might not take as long as 45 minutes this time round.
They look great. Yeah, they're coming along. Nice. Beautiful.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to check them again in 10 minutes, I think. I do have the oven up quite high, so I'm going to turn it down slightly. I've got the oven up at, was it 200? I'm bringing it down to 180. But what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start cooking my chorizo. So I'll start cooking the chorizo, and the chorizo I'll put it just a little bit of my extra virgin olive oil. Once that starts to heat up and cook, the chorizo will start to release its oil and its fat. At which point I will just keep them stirring so they don't catch. But I'll use that oil to cook the shallots in. So I'll probably take the chorizo out, give the shallots and the garlic maybe 2 minutes, and then depending on where my wedges are, I'll look at getting to the next stage. We'll just finish off.
I'm gonna also use the oil that I cooked the plantains on with my alligator as well. I'm gonna add a little more oil to the mix. You want a little bit deeper oil, but the same heat. And the plantains cook real clean, so the oil is not disturbed at all. Like I said, it kind of takes the flavor that you add to them, and which I just salted on the side. And I'm going to use that oil to then also cook the gator bites. So
have you shown? You've not shown us the gator, have you? Or did you show it at the beginning?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Can you show us the gator?
Yes, I'm bringing that up right now. Yep.
I'm keeping these shallot rings quite thin. If they're too thick, they won't bend as much.
So I'm gonna focus down on the gator here, and I'm gonna show you what it's all about. The way that we buy it.
Jamie's box challenge.
This is the gator meat, and it comes already pre-cut into pieces like this. This is the gator. This part of the meat is found at the top of the tail, right next to the body, the meaty part of the tail. And like I said, it's very mild. It really doesn't have a smell, and it's a lot. The texture is a lot, believe it or not, a lot like chicken. It's milder. It doesn't taste like chicken, so don't get me wrong. But this is how it comes when they process it. They freeze it right away. This was frozen up until about 10 minutes before we went live. You want it cold. You want it as soon as it's thawed. You start breading it and cooking it immediately. You don't want it to sit long, not frozen. So that's what that is. And this is 1 pound.
Because I would, if you had told me that, I would have defrosted it and then probably sat it on some towel to dry out for maybe half an hour or so. So you say that's a bad idea?
Well, drying it is important, and that's my first step. So we're gonna pat it dry. Yep, that's very important. And you know, it's already not really moist itself. I've rinsed it, and it's sat for a little bit. I ain't kidding. Since we started, I guess it's been 20 minutes now. It's been sitting in a strainer. And I'm going to finish it pat dry. We're going to hit it up with some buttermilk and into some seasoned cornbread flour. And into the pan. So here we go.
I always find it interesting how in America, I mean, we have buttermilk and we use buttermilk. I think we mainly use it for the likes of like fried chicken, whereas you seem to use buttermilk for loads and loads and loads of stuff.
Yeah, buttermilk is really, yeah, you're right. We pancakes, buttermilk pancakes. We use it in the wild game such as gator, and obviously, of course, chicken. It's I guess, yeah, we like it. I don't know.
Karen in the kitchen with Karen just joined us. She's saying hi. Karen, for anyone that's just recently joined, I'm on here with Chef Adventures, Jason from Chef Adventures. Today, Jason has picked the theme of seafood. So before coming on, we did not know what each other were going to cook. We just had to come up with our own dish. Based on Jason's theme of seafood. So Jason is cooking some alligator, and he's doing what do you call it, a heart of palm salad?
That's correct. Yes, heart of palm. Yep.
Heart palm salad, and I am doing some fresh mussels with some chorizo, some shallots, and I'm also doing some potato wedges. So Jason's just getting, I think you're just about setting up your breading, is that right?
That's right. I got cornmeal mix. Cornmeal, I'm seasoning real easy. Salt, pepper, garlic. I have buttermilk, and we're gonna bread these, and then we're gonna put them in the oil, and they're gonna be fantastic.
So see, with the, I've never tasted or even cooked alligator meat before. I can see there that the alligator meat is white meat. Is there another part of the alligator that has brown meat, or is it just all white?
It's white meat. As far as I know, the part that's the most edible is that part of the tail. That's the stuff I'm familiar with. Is that back part of the tail? Down here, I have seen alligator cookouts where they'll barbecue a whole alligator on the fire. I have never tried that myself to be able to have any kind of idea of what that is like. But it looks pretty interesting.
I love how you have all those cookouts in America. We don't have that sort of thing here. We have we maybe have like 2 or 3 days a year where we can get the barbecue out, and then it's just rain or wind or snow or sleet.
Okay. This is kind of a Florida style seasoning of gator. If you go a little more west over towards New Orleans and Louisiana, their gator style is more of a Creole. It's a little bit more of a spicier style of breading and seasoning that they use. Here we will bake we'll fry ours with the cornmeal, and then remoulade sauce is traditionally used with it. But here in Southwest Florida, if you order it at the restaurants, you'll get a side of spicy honey mustard sauce, which is the way we're going to serve it today.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. So
I've been to a restaurant. It was a Mongolian restaurant in Glasgow, and it served up a lot of different meats. I think there was antelope, gazelle, and reindeer, but I don't think they had any alligator.
Gazelle.
Yeah.
Gazelle would be try. Yeah. Wow. So I'm going to show the technique of breading this. You go with the breading to the buttermilk, back to the breading. That's the way we do it. Oh, I got to pat this dry real quick. Get all that excess moisture. All right.
So how is the shelf life on alligator? Is it quite good?
If it's frozen, yeah, it'll last. As long as it's
but if it's fresh,
frozen,
it doesn't.
Yeah, you don't want to hold on to it too long. Yeah, like I said, once you thaw it, get it battered and get it cooked. Then you'll get the best product. It cooks pretty quick. You don't want to cook them too long; they will get tough on you. So anywhere from 3 minutes, 4 minutes per piece, and that's it, depending on the size.
So I'm just
getting. But I got a few pieces. I got a few pieces here to cook, so it's going to take a little bit of time here. And they're looking nice.
So I'm actually just going to quickly test my potato wedges because they're looking almost ready. So just to test them, just like any potato, you just basically put a knife through them. And you're looking to see, you don't want too much resistance, you don't want any resistance. Yeah, I'm going to take them off. There's one that's maybe got a little bit of firm to it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the oven off, put them back in the oven, and just close the door. Okay. Oh. So someone's asking, what is your favorite type of seafood?
My favorite seafood, I really like shrimp. I love nice white fish, white fillet, nice big thick white fish grouper. Get a grouper sandwich. Oh, that's where it's at.
I've definitely heard of grouper, but it's not something, again, that we have a lot of.
What's your favorite, Jamie? What do you like?
I really love sea bass we cooked the other night, but I also love salmon as well.
Yeah, salmon.
Oh, monkfish. Love a bit of monkfish as well, actually.
I've never had that. That sounds really interesting.
We're actually having monkfish tomorrow. I think someone in the house has actually got one of these Hello Fresh boxes, so I don't know if you can see that. So we're having that. Oh, where is it? Monkfish with creamy tagliatelle. Yeah. But no one else has cooked it apart from me, so it's me that's doing the cooking tomorrow.
That sounds wonderful.
Pan's hot, so I'm just going to get the chorizo cooking. So I'm only using a little splash of oil because, as I said, the chorizo releases oil as well. So this will take maybe 3, 4, and 5 minutes to cook. And then at that point, I'm going to take them off, leave the pan on, and put the shallots, the garlic in. The spring onions or sibes, I'm going to leave that to the last minute. I really want that for the colour. Because I've got the shallots in there, the onion flavour's already there. So that's more of a garnish at the end, rather than yes, of course you get the flavour for it, but I really want that nice green colour just to sort of make it all pop, because you'll have the mussels, which are going to have that sort of reddy, pinky, whitey kind of look. The chorizo, because it's the red color. I'm going to slice the garlic really thin. I'm not going to grate it. I'm not going to chop. I'm going to just slice it really thin. I'm going to zest in maybe half a lemon, so you have some bits of yellow through there as well. And then, of course, the cream.
Sounds delicious.
So, are you just doing? Sometimes at work with certain things, we'll do a double panny. Are you just do a single, or how are you doing that?
What's that again? I'm sorry.
With some things at work, we'll do a double panny just to make sure that it's well coated and well crispy, but not all the time. What are you doing yourself? Are you just doing coating it once in the crumb?
I coat it dry, I dip it, and then back into the crumb again. Yes. So we're doing a double. Yep. And it helps hold it to the gator meat just that much easier, that much better. My hands are starting to get a little bit more messy here. I'm just about done.
The chorizo's working nicely.
Nice.
Just realized which one that one.
All right.
I realized I forgot to turn the light on. Do you think we can get a little close up of your alligator?
Yeah.
I'm
going to pull it up.
Dirty.
Yep. I'm going to pull it up. Let me clean up quick. And once again, it's cornmeal, flour, salt, pepper, garlic, and fresh parsley is what we season this with. So And once again, it's dipped into the batter, breading, to the buttermilk, back into the breading. And this is, like I said, this is a pound. And this is actually a lot. Once we get this cooking, these are going to bulk up a little bit more and even be bigger bites than what they appear to be right now. Super cool. So, I'm going to get the oil hot.
Is that something that the whole family like, or will the kids not eat that?
Depending on the day, the kids may go for it. You know, it's gone both ways. Sometimes they're like, "Yum, this is great," and then the other time, "No, I don't want this." Kids, you know.
Sure.
They're fun.
You can see that the chorizo's released a lot of the fat, and it's also starting to come. Yeah. I've just turned the pan right down. I'm about to take them off in a minute.
Looks
and then
beautiful.
I'm just trying to get the angle right. Yeah, that's right. But we're going to keep all that oil, and that's what's going to flavour my shallots.
Yeah. Nice.
Right.
So I'm going to let my oil heat up a little bit here. It's got a little bit. I'm going to add some more, like I said. We're going to let this heat up, and then we'll start cooking these bad boys.
So make sure, guys, you check out the description below. You'll get all the information for the Chef Adventures channel. I believe I've got their YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook all down there. So make sure you check them out. Hit that subscribe button and check out their videos. They've got a great channel going. We also do the drinks tips, which Jason takes a lot to do with in the organising of those. I think we're always looking for new participants as well, aren't we?
That's correct. Yes. And drink tips, it's something that we do like once a month. We love to just showcase a drink, whether it be a seasonal drink, a personal favorite drink. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. It can be a non-alcoholic drink, and it's just about showcasing a drink of some kind or, you know, some flavor that is special to you in that moment of, you know, whatever month it happens to be. So good stuff. Check it out.
Yeah, we've even had hot chocolates and stuff, haven't we? There's been lots of non-alcoholic stuff. It doesn't need to be alcoholic.
Yep, I've seen teas, different kinds of teas, beautiful teas made, chocolates, you know, hot chocolate drinks, and yeah, good stuff out there. It's really it's a fun group, and yeah, Jamie, you're always, you know, we're always participating, and it's great. It's a fun time, and that's the way we like to keep it. So, exactly. And as we go forward, you know, can't wait to see the future drinks. You know.
Well, I've just recently bought some new glasses specifically for the drinks tips. So we've still to arrange a date for the next one, but yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to it already. Just taking my chorizo out.
My oil's got a little bit of time here still before it's ready. And
sure,
getting close.
So just let me know, because really I'm just at the stage now where I need to cook the mussels. So I'm only, let's say 5 minutes away.
Okay.
So just as we time it together.
Yeah.
So chorizo's off. Going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to put the pan on. But I'm going to keep the pan sort of a low heat, because I don't want my shallots to brown too much or darken too much, as well as the garlic. If you put garlic into a frying pan too early, it will burn really, really fast. So the garlic's going to go in after the shallots have had maybe 2 minutes to cook. I'm still doing this. I don't know if you saw last week, the stove doesn't work properly, so I'm having to jam this into the stove to keep the gas on.
Oh wow.
Need to get someone out to fix it.
That's action cooking.
Yeah.
On the fly.
But it means if you want anything out of the oven, you can't get it without taking the stove off. Right. That should be good. So that pan's hot enough, so the shallot's just going straight in. didn't put any salt or pepper in with the chorizo because the chorizo already has a lot of spices and herbs and seasoning in it, so there's no need to do that. And with it being in the oil that it's in right now, it won't need too much seasoning altogether. So I'm just going to be very careful and try that right at the very end for the seasoning.
Yep. I think my oil is about ready. I'm going to focus down on the pan, and I'm going to start placing these gator bites in. When putting gator bites in oil, you do it slow. Dip them in slowly and kind of dredge them across the oil and drop them in. So here we go. Thanks.
It's always something teaching the chefs at work when you're putting something into the fryer. Always nice and careful, and always sort of aiming it away from yourself. So if it does splash, when it falls down, it splashes away from you, not towards you. Having worked in the fish and chip shop, I'd seen a few accidents with the oil. People just being a bit reckless when they put things into the fryers. So how long roughly do they take to cook?
One second, James.
No worries. So I'm just cooking my shallots off. You can see they're all starting to sort of sweat down, break up. I'm going to give them another minute or so, and then I'm going to get the garlic in there.
Oh yeah.
Jason, have you got any foods that you particularly don't like?
Oh man. Let me think for a second.
Well, while you think, I'll see what mine is, right? So, I particularly despise coriander, or you would call it cilantro. That is my least favorite thing in the entire world.
Yeah, cilantro. Very interesting. I'm kind of on board with that. The cilantro is it's an acquired taste, I think, and I think you have to have some experience with it to really know how to use it well. I learned when I first moved down here, a lot of the cooking took cilantro, and I wasn't used to it, and I didn't like it at all. As I kept, cooking more and more, I realized if there was a spicy dish, I'm talking hot, spicy, a little bit of cilantro in there helped with like a cool factor. It's not really so much a flavor, but it was like this cool factor, and it helped to kind of cool the heat. So I guess, I'm kind of on board with that. And at the same time, it's still something I'm learning to use. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, if there's coriander in something, I'm not going to eat it. It's something that's funny. It's my dad's the exact same. It just tastes like soap to me. And I know there is a percentage of people that are like that, whereas most people love it.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people who are so into it, and they'll put it in a lot of things you wouldn't necessarily put it in, and it took some time to really, like I said, I use it more to take down the heat factor in, say, like, tacos, burritos, any kind of really spicy dish. It helps with cooling. It's like, so your mouth isn't on fire, but it's not necessarily like a flavor thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I've kind of learned how to use it and work with it. But yeah, that's interesting. And I'm with you there.
There's so many things that contain it, and I guess it's fresh in particular. You know, I can't eat if it's like the spice and it's mixed with a few other things. I could probably get away with it, but fresh coriander, French cilantro, no thanks. And we have. Do you have a lot of like Indian cuisine over there?
There is a little bit. I'm not really versatile in the Indian cuisine. I've watched a lot of videos. They use so many spices that I'm not that well known with all the spices that they use in their foods to feel really comfortable making it myself. I know they use a lot of vegetables, spicy vegetables and dishes like that. I like those, but yeah, these gator bites here are just about done here, I believe. I'm going to show you what one looks like here. This looks great. Take off that oil. That's about the color you want to see.
Okay, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's all like pick up bite-sized pieces.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so am I too soon to cook my mussels, or?
Yes. Yep.
No,
go ahead. Yep.
Okay, so I have so at this point I have cooked off the shallots, cooked off the garlic. I've added a little bit of lemon zest, but I've no seasoning because of the oil from the chorizo. I'll check the oil or check the seasoning at the end. So right now I'm going to get the pan back up and put the chorizo back in. Bring my turn that down. So as soon as the mussels go in the pan, I'm going to add in my liquids, put the lid on, and then it should take about 4 to 5 minutes.
Yep, that's about where I'm at too.
So
about 5 minutes to go.
And go to the wine. I'm going to put probably about half of this of the cream in. So lid on, and then a timer of checking 4 minutes. So 4 minutes now, I'm ready to plate up. So I need to get my plate ready. What am I going to plate it on? Need to think about a nice plate for pictures as well, actually. So to serve this with as well, I've got some French baguette. So I'm just going to slice up and butter my French baguette.
Yep.
So Jason, tell me how do you come up with the videos each week that you post on YouTube?
Yeah, so what me and the hot chef, we talk about it through the week. We complete a video and we take a day to kind of reflect a little bit on our video that we just put up. We see how it goes, how it's reacting, and comments and stuff, and see the activity that we get back. And we will watch food trends. We'll also, if we're just feeling something like doing something, we'll discuss it together and take it from there. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's Charlene cooking, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Grill Master Matt. Grill Master hasn't had a show in a few weeks now, so I'm probably going to give him a call and say, hey man, you know, think of an idea of something you feel like grilling. Let's do a show. And he's always on board. He's really good about that. And he's pretty creative too. He enjoys making, like I said, cooking and doing exactly what we're doing. And he's on board. So,
did you say that Matt has his own channel?
No, he doesn't have his own. No, he's just he just participates with us.
Sure. I see that you recently, I think, was it Matt bought a new boat and you were out in that recently? That looked like good fun.
Say it one more time. I'm sorry. The oil is popping so loud.
Recently, was it Matt that bought a boat and you were out on the boat?
Yeah. Yes, he refurbished a pontoon. He had been working on it for about a year, and he just had the maiden voyage just last week, and he invited me and Charlene out for the maiden voyage. That was beautiful. It was gorgeous out there. It was out on the Charlotte Harbor. We saw some dolphins out there jumping. It was beautiful, just beautiful out there. The water was nice, and the boat ran fantastic. So that's really the important thing there was being the maiden voyage. You know, you don't really know what to expect. You know, here's where the rubber hits the road, so we're going for it. And so we went out and had a great time. Can't wait to get back out there again.
It looked good. I'd love to have a boat. I'd love to.
Yeah, me too. I'm telling you. So I'm gonna. My stuff is done here.
After last week with Stephen, I found I've been a lot cleaner and tidier in my working. Last week it was a bomb went off.
This went great. I think everything as far as cooking here, I think it went very, very, very well.
Yeah, well, I'm streaming on my phone, but I've got my laptop for the comments, but it keeps cutting out. So I definitely need a new laptop. Definitely need to get a new laptop. So if we've not answered your comments, we'll try to very soon. As soon as we've stopped filming. Once we stop filming or once we stop cooking, we'll continue to talk for a little bit longer.
Yeah. I'm gonna plate up. I've got I don't know where
I'm
you're ready
60 seconds away.
Okay, cool.
Right, so I think I'm going to add in my spring onions or Cybes. Okay, a little bit closer. They're looking good. Okay, so I'm going to take them off, bring them over. So basically with the mussels, as soon as the shell opens, they're good to go. You don't want to overcook them. So that's how I'm looking now.
Yep. Oh, they look great.
Well, that bread.
Fantastic. Wow. Jamie, I'm coming over. I'm on my way.
It's so difficult to get the camera angle.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's because the camera still picks up only half your screen. It doesn't just go to the full screen that you would normally, like my hand. No, this hand should normally be in the screen. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
But cooking with this guy, I wonder if I can get some Gator in Ireland. I dare say you could. I think for a lot of, I don't know if you've heard of, there's a website. I don't know if they sell Gator, but they specialize in cooking things. Souschef.com. So you look on souschef.com. There is a possibility that they sell. They may sell some meats, but they might not. They might just be preserves. I think it might be largely about cooking equipment and utensils. Thank you very much, Karen. I'm looking forward to getting stuck in.
That was called souschef.com?
Yeah, it's either .com or .co.uk. Take some pictures.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I got to check that out.
Landscape.
So this is how we serve it up here. Have my my bite in a bowl here. Put my fries on the side.
Just taking some pictures of mine.
Sure. I'm going to add some of this heart of palm salad. Beautiful colors.
Thank you. So do you guys eat mussels much in America? It's something that's quite famous in Scotland, but I don't know where it is in the rest of the world.
Yes, mussels are fantastic, and the mussels or also clams. I prefer the mussels. They're wonderful. Italian restaurants you can find in the Italian restaurants. Yep. I got a couple more garnishes to do right here. When you're done with the gators and you got them prepared, garnish them with some fresh lime.
Yep.
Squeeze lime and fresh lemon and lime.
Okay.
Delicious.
Just no coriander.
No coriander. Little lemon and lime garnish there, and also little fresh parsley. And that's it. And that is a Southwest Florida gator dish right there.
It looks delicious.
Yep.
Yes,
fantastic.
Every part of that is something that we don't have here that I would love to try. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think I know your next vacation destination, Jamie.
Yeah.
Hey.
So coming over.
Yeah, these are wonderful. These are wonderful, and you know the plantains, like I said, they're a vegetable. So I mean they're healthy for you. The salad is light. It's a lot of flavors in there. The heart of palm is like what they say, the lobster of vegetables. The texture is like lobster, and it's fantastic. And then the gator bites, a local favorite. And like I said, Southwest Florida, it's served with the cornbread flour and served with spicy honey mustard, garnished with lemon and lime. And that's how we do it up in Southwest Florida.
So I think it's time to taste. I think it's the only time now is to taste.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this myself.
Let's do it.
All right.
Nice. I gotta try these fries. It's been a while. They feel great. Nice texture. They feel like real fries. Like wouldn't know. It's really cool.
They look really good.
Mm-hmm. They got a potato texture. They're great. Oh, those mussels are awesome.
Yeah, you really are. And there's no need for salt in any of that. Because of the chorizo, it seasons itself.
Yeah.
And then I'd seasoned a little bit with the potato. I forgot my potatoes.
Yeah, that chorizo, like you said, beautiful flavor. All the salt and flavors. Oh, you can't beat that. And with the mussels, wow. Mm.
Okay, so that's me actually. Forgot my wedges, but that's them now. My sister's
Nice. Wonderful. Looks great.
Yeah, so mule spreets is something we'd have on the menu now and again at work. As I said, it would normally be with the French fries rather than potato wedges. But I just thought something different. So the chorizo's a bit different as well. So I just thought give something different a go.
I like the wedges. I think the idea of wedges is better than the regular fries or the regular chips. Yeah, that's fantastic. And the chorizo, nice, very nice.
You could almost turn this from the live into a mukbang. I'm not really into mukbangs, so I'll just keep talking.
That is a good answer.
Very excellent.
So what was the food scene in Florida like where you live? Is it quite strong? Is there quite a lot of variety?
It is, and it's a great scene. The restaurant scene obviously this year has taken a big hit, but it's rebounding here in Florida. We're open. Our governor has opened up the state, so we're moving forward, and a lot of people are excited about that. So people are going out, and places are hiring now by a lot. It's like you're seeing hire signs. We're hiring signs all over the place right now, and restaurants here are. It's beginning to start back up again, and I think it's going to come back even stronger than before. I think people miss the atmosphere. I think people miss that restaurant style food. I think they miss that whole thing, and it's coming back. The atmosphere. A lot of the dining, the restaurants that do extraordinarily well. Oh, excuse me. Are the restaurants right on the water. A lot of waterfront restaurants. You can sit outside on the patios, the water's there, whether it be the Gulf or the harbor where I am, and there's always fish jumping around, dolphins, also the bird life, the waterfowl. That's a big thing here, and people love it. It's just fantastic.
Over here, and it might be the same over there, but there's actually a really big staff shortage in hospitality now because so many places shut. And then so many staff got furloughed, and then as soon as they get taken off furlough, they've been quitting their jobs because hospitality is just not the safest of careers at the minute. As well as a lot of people in hospitality have been forced to find other jobs in the meantime, and that might be in shops or maybe in other various roles. But they've had a taste of a different way of life. They've had the taste of better hours, or even if they do the same hours, but it's still over a better course of the day. They're not working from 9, 10 o'clock in the morning until 10, 11 o'clock at night. They're maybe working 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. and they're making the same money, if not more. So at the minute over here, certainly, places are really struggling to find the staff, so much so that they're maybe not opening 7 days a week. They're maybe only opening 5 days a week because they just don't have the staff to do it.
Wow.
Is it like
Okay.
that over there, or
It's hard to find staff. What occurred is just like what you said. People found other ways to make a living, and they were not coming back to the hospitality business. Whether it be, like you said, the hours of hospitality business are pretty extreme. You work late nights, and that's the way it goes, you know. Or let's say you're a part of, you know, that serving, you know, servers. Man, you can have some rough shifts out there sometimes, you know, or you get overwhelmed by so much that's going on out in the dining area, and you have a lot to handle. And they found another job that's not as, what do you call it? Not as, I don't want to say stressful, but not as.
Well, it is. It can be. It can be stressful. It can be quite taxing.
Yeah. And they found, like you said, you know, like new ways to make a buck, you know, new ways to make a living. And like I said, there's hiring signs, you know, we're hiring, they're all over. Something I did notice, and I don't know if it's happening over there, is the wages have gone up a little bit. I don't know if you recognize, yeah, and I think that's to try to bring help into the hospitality business. I mean, just little, I noticed it in like the fast food businesses, they kind of up their antes a little more. The mom and pop shops, they've kind of, you know, their staff, they've had to lay off, but those that are in there, I think they help them out a little bit more. You know, it's evolving right now. So we'll see, you know, where it goes over this next, you know, year. I hope things get back better than before, and I hope it happens sooner than later. Because I'm sure, like you and everyone else, tired of it. You know, it's like, come on, let's move forward.
There's also because we're obviously a smaller island compared to yourselves. So you know, there's a lot of people. We had a lot of foreign workers. They've all gone home, and maybe the restrictions don't allow them to come back, or they just don't want to come back because it's safer being with their family. Should there be any sort of difficulties, so they're not coming back into this country at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, we have that here too. Absolutely. You know what? I'm not sure. You know, if they're coming back into work more. A lot of that is seasonal work, and right now we're at the end of our tourist season. So yeah, this last year I guess they wouldn't have been too many out of country workers coming in this year. And yeah, I bet you know, they think it's better to stay home with their families, and you know, they're very tight knit, you know, very family orientated and stuff. And I can definitely see them staying home and making it happen there rather than traveling across seas, a different atmosphere. And yeah.
Karen agrees that she's saying there's a massive shortage in California where people don't want to go back to work because they're making more unemployment or find another job. It's just a tough one at the minute. You don't know if. I know people who have thought about getting another job, maybe staying within the restaurant industry. However, the main concern is, should there be another lockdown, fingers crossed there's not, when they have to make cuts, it's last one in, first one out. So if they're already in a job, they don't want to leave it, or it's just such a difficult time.
Yeah. And like I said, with the unemployment, you know, being paid unemployment, I think people are getting used to that, and they've learned to live with that and what they get. And I don't think that's good. You know, people need to step out of that and do good for themselves rather than rely on that, because in a sense it's holding back everything else by relying on it. So whether it's government that needs to kind of cut that, you know, or themselves, you know, take the initiative to go and look for the now hiring signs that are everywhere, maybe a little bit of both to really get over that hump. And then I think, you know, we'll start, I hope, seeing things come back to normal for sure. But hospitality definitely took a hit from the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, well,
though I don't think there'll be. It's not going to be a full recovery this year for hospitality.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people at the minute. You know, they've been desperate to go out and they're going out. But it's just a matter of can that keep up? You know, hopefully it can keep up for as long as possible. But at the minute where I work, we are very heavily influenced by the theatres. We've got four theatres all within walking distance, as well as the cinema. And we do a lot of promotions. We do whether it's meal deals, or we do you can buy a ticket and basically dinner and a movie, and we get the price down, which brings people in as well, which is really good. But they're all closed right now, so until they reopen, it's going to be a struggle. And then also when they do reopen, what capacity are they going to open in? Because they won't be able to open. I wouldn't imagine they'll be able to have full capacity.
Start out half, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. You know, we're at that point. I think we're at that point where it's beginning. Thanks, Steven. Yeah. And like I said, you know, I think we're over the hump, and now let's just hopefully it goes better and smoother, and we can go forward. You know, it's all we can hope for. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed that something comes up, because if it doesn't, it's going to be a tough year.
Yeah.
And because of everything that's been going on, I bought a flat. Like literally just before lockdown, and I decided I was going to take my time with it, because you know I didn't know how safe the money was. So it's been literally just over a year, and because I'm still doing work on it and I'm not living in it, the tax office have contacted me to say, well, because you're not in it, we're doubling the tax. Well, I'm trying to watch my money because of COVID. I've been on and off furlough like a yo-yo. And now you're putting me onto double tax. It's like, what chance have you got? So I've got to contact them to get myself off of that. If not, if what they basically want me to move into it, so I'll have to move in and prove that I've moved in, and then do work around that. Otherwise, they're doubling what I pay tax a month.
Yowzers.
Yeah.
Hi, Lisa's always cooking.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. It's been great. We're just gonna stand and chat for another few minutes. I've had a great time. Like I said, we never knew at the beginning of this what each other was cooking. And for those of you maybe missed talking about earlier on, the idea of this cooking stream was that Jason or whoever I'm bringing on would have to come up with a theme. So this week Jason came on and has came up with a theme of seafood. I have done mussels with chorizo and some shallots and some potato wedges, and Jason has come up with which looks delicious. How did you describe the gator? Pan fried? Yeah, no, deep fried gator with pan.
Yeah, and heart of palm salad with the plantain fried. Yeah.
Like three things I've never tried before, but now that I've seen it, I really, really want to try all three of them. It looks delicious. I love, and that's one of the good things about this stream is that you're seeing someone else's stuff, and especially with yourself being in Florida, you know, you guys have got completely different stuff than what we've got.
It's great to see your stuff too. I love to see how you're cooking the mussels. It's great. It's fantastic. The wedges are great with it, rather than like you said, the fries. Wedges, yes.
It's just something a bit different, isn't it? Same with for your gator. It's like I've never tried that. It's something different, and hopefully we can do more of these.
Yeah.
Next week we've got Dutchie's cooking. we're looking forward to that. He's already picked what we're cooking, but I think I'll keep it to myself at the minute. We'll get the thumbnail and stuff all done up before we see. But it's going to be
in suspense.
It's going to be good. But it'll be about it'll be about.
Yeah, wait
I
to see.
think we'll go for about 8 o'clock next week. So that will be great fun.
Have fun.
But just before we go off, is there anything you'd like to say to the guys watching?
Oh, thanks for joining us, and thank you for all the comments and interactions. It's been really fun cooking for you, and questions and answers. And Jamie, thank you for having us here today. It's been a blast, and hope to be a part of this again soon.
Great. I'll definitely get you back on, and hopefully we'll have some more collabs in the future, as well as some back on the drinks tips as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Make sure, if you've not already, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and to Chef Adventures for more delicious recipes all the time. We can't wait to welcome you to our channels. We look forward to it. So thanks very much. I'm going to sign off. Jason, you stay on, and I'll see you all guys as soon as possible. See you later. Right. I think, are we off?
No.
Nope.
Ours says no.
This happened last time. I didn't know what to do to it. This is end broadcast. Thank you very much, Lisa. This doesn't want to side out.
All right. Well, let's see. This is live action.
You want a beer?
Sure. we can have beer, right? Let's have one. This was a blast, Jamie.
Yeah, it's good fun. It is good fun. I just hit sign out.
This show doesn't end. We're not ended yet, Jamie. We just got started.
Gosh, what's happening? End.
Still on.
I think, Stephen, if you just X out this, and I'll phone you back.
You want me to X out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.